She slept under bridges, ate from trash cans, owned nothing but ripped clothes. He had mansions, sports cars, and millions in the bank. But when his fancy car broke down in the middle of nowhere, she did something that changed everything. How did one small act from a girl with nothing flip a billionaire's world upside down? Stay with me. This story will hit you different. This is about Maya, a homeless girl who helped a young billionaire named Marcus, and learned that sometimes the biggest hearts beat in the smallest places. It was a hot Friday night in Atlanta. The kind of night where the air sticks to your skin like glue. The sun was going down, painting the sky orange and purple. But out on Highway 85, far from the city lights, everything was quiet. Too quiet. A silver Mercedes-Benz cruised down the road, engine humming smooth. Inside sat Marcus, 29 years old, tall, fit, wearing a crisp white shirt and expensive pants. Marcus owned Energy Solutions Incorporated, one of the fastest-growing tech companies in America. At 29, he'd already made his first $100 million. Magazines wrote about him. Young entrepreneurs wanted to be him. Tonight, Marcus was tired. He just wanted to get home, shower, and sleep. Suddenly, the car jerked. Marcus frowned. What was that? The engine made a grinding sound. He pressed the gas, but nothing happened. The car slowed down. Dashboard lights flickered. No, 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 Marcus said, gripping the wheel. Not now. But the car didn't care. With one last sputter, the engine died. The Mercedes rolled to a stop on the empty road. Marcus sat there, staring at the wheel. Then he slammed his hand on the dashboard. Perfect. Just perfect. He tried the key again. Nothing. Dead. He grabbed his phone. No signal. Of course, he said, throwing it onto the passenger seat. He looked around. Empty road. Trees on both sides. No cars. No people. Nothing. Marcus got out and popped the hood. He stared at the engine. He knew nothing about cars. Just looked like metal and wires to him. He stood there for 30 minutes, checking his phone every few seconds. Still no signal. The sky got darker. Marcus felt something he rarely felt, helpless. Then he saw movement. Someone walking down the road. A small figure, coming slowly. As they got closer, Marcus saw it was a young woman. Mid-20s. Faded clothes, worn-out sneakers, carrying a small bag. Her hair was pulled back in a messy ponytail. She walked with her head down, like she carried the weight of the world. Marcus watched her. Should he ask for help? What could she do? She looked like she had her own problems. But she noticed the car with the open hood. She slowed down, looked at Marcus, then the car, then back at Marcus. She stopped. Evening, sir, she said quietly. Soft voice, but clear. Marcus was surprised. He expected her to just walk past. Evening, he replied. She looked at the car again. Everything okay? Marcus let out a bitter laugh. Not really. Car died. No idea what's wrong. She nodded. Then she walked closer. Can I take a look? Marcus blinked. You want to look at my car? She nodded. Yes, sir. If you don't mind. Marcus looked at her. Really looked. Old clothes. Torn shoes. Looked like she hadn't eaten in days. And she was offering to help him. His pride kicked in. What could this poor girl know about a car like his? But then he remembered, he was stuck. No signal. No mechanic. No options. He stepped aside. Go ahead. The young woman set her bag down and leaned over the engine. She didn't touch anything at first. Just observed. Her eyes moved from part to part. Marcus watched, curious but skeptical. After a moment, she reached in and touched a wire near the battery. She traced it with her fingers. Then she stopped. Sir, she said, looking up. This wire here is loose. It's disconnected. That's why your car won't start. Marcus stepped closer. That little wire? Yes, sir. It's small, but important. Without it, the battery can't power the engine. She carefully reconnected it. Wiped her hands on her pants. Try starting it now. Marcus didn't believe it would work, but he got in anyway. Turned the key. The engine roared to life. Marcus's eyes went wide. He jumped out and stared at the engine. The car was running perfectly. He looked at the young woman, who had a small, shy smile. You fixed it, Marcus said, shocked. You actually fixed it. She nodded. It was just a small thing, sir. Marcus couldn't believe it. This girl who looked like she had nothing just fixed his $100,000 car in 5 minutes. He pulled out his wallet. Grabbed several $100 bills. Please take this. You saved me. But she shook her head and stepped back. No, sir. I didn't help you for money. Marcus frowned. What do you mean? You deserve it. She smiled sadly. Kindness isn't meant to be sold, sir. I helped because I could. That's all. Marcus stood frozen. He'd met thousands of people. Everyone wanted something. Money, connections, favors. But this girl, who had nothing, wanted nothing. What's your name? He asked. Maya, sir. Where are you going, Maya? Nowhere in particular. I'm just walking. Do you have a place to stay? She hesitated. I'm okay, sir. Thank you for asking. Marcus knew she was lying. He could see it in her eyes. Listen, I owe you. Big time. At least let me drive you somewhere. Anywhere you want. Maya looked at him for a long moment. That's very kind, but I'm fine. Really? Maya, Marcus said firmly. You just helped me. Now let me help you. Please. Something in his voice made her pause. Finally, she nodded. They drove in silence. Marcus kept glancing at her. Maya stared out the window. Where should I drop you? Marcus asked. Maya didn't answer right away. Then quietly, anywhere is fine. You don't have anywhere to go, do you? She didn't respond. Marcus made a decision. Come work for me. Maya turned to him, shocked. What? My company needs people. You just fixed a car most mechanics couldn't figure out. You're smart. And clearly, you need work. Sir, I don't have any qualifications. I didn't finish high school. I don't care about degrees. I care about ability. You just proved you have that. Maya's eyes filled with tears. Why would you do this for me? Marcus thought about it. Because you helped me when you had no reason to. You expected nothing in return. That's rare. And I believe people like that deserve a chance. Maya wiped her eyes. Thank you, sir. Call me Marcus. The next day, Marcus hired Maya as a maintenance assistant. He gave her a place to stay in the staff quarters, a small room with a bed, table, and bathroom. The first night there, Maya cried tears of gratitude. She'd never slept in a real bed before. Maya worked hard. First one there, last to leave. Never complained. Treated everyone with respect, even those who looked down on her. Marcus also hired a tutor for her. 3 nights a week, she studied math, English, and science. At first, it was hard. But Maya was determined. She studied every night. Marcus checked on her progress weekly. He was always impressed. But what impressed him more was her character. She was kind to everyone. Never gossiped. Never complained. Even when others mocked her background, Maya just smiled and walked away. 3 months later, something happened that changed everything. One of the company's engineers spent hours trying to fix a generator. It kept shutting down. A crowd of workers gathered, watching and offering useless suggestions. Maya walked by with cleaning supplies. She stopped and watched quietly. Then she set down her broom and walked closer. Excuse me, sir. May I take a look? The engineer turned, annoyed. What do you know about generators? Not much, sir. But I worked construction once. We had a generator that did the same thing. Problem was the fuel filter. The engineer scoffed. The fuel filter's fine. I already checked. Another worker spoke up. Let her try. What's the harm? The engineer sighed. Fine. But don't touch anything expensive. Maya knelt beside the generator. She examined it carefully, traced the fuel line with her fingers. Then she found it. The fuel filter was clogged with dirt. She removed it, cleaned it, and put it back. Try starting it now. The engineer rolled his eyes but pressed the button. The generator roared to life and ran smoothly. The crowd cheered. The engineer's face turned red. How did you know that? He asked. Maya smiled. I just paid attention, sir. That's all. What Maya didn't know, Marcus had been watching from his office window the whole time. He saw how she analyzed the problem, how she handled rudeness with grace, how she fixed the machine without expecting praise. Marcus felt something warm spread through his chest. More than admiration. Something deeper. Something he hadn't felt in a long time. He was falling for her. Over the next months, Marcus found excuses to see Maya. He'd walk through maintenance more often. Ask about her studies even though he'd already asked the tutor. Offer to drive her home even though it was a short walk. Maya noticed but didn't understand why. She thought Marcus was just being kind, checking on her progress. She never imagined a billionaire would be interested in someone like her. But other workers noticed. And they started talking. Have you seen how the boss looks at that girl? She must be using him somehow. She's just a cleaner. Rumors spread fast. Some said Maya was a gold digger. Others said she was pretending to be humble to trap Marcus. Some said she'd slept with him to get her job. Maya heard the whispers. Saw the looks of contempt. At first, she tried to ignore it. But it got worse. People stopped greeting her. Some laughed when she walked past. One woman confronted her directly. You think you're smart, don't you? You think you can sleep your way to the top? Maya's face burned with shame and anger. I haven't done anything wrong. Sure you haven't. That's why the CEO follows you around like a lost puppy. The woman grabbed her arm. Listen. Marcus is out of your league. He's a billionaire. You're nobody. Whatever game you're playing won't work. He'll get tired of you eventually. And when he does, you'll be back on the streets where you belong. Maya pulled away and walked off without a word. But inside, her heart was breaking. That night, Maya sat in her room and cried. She thought about the rumors, the insults, the looks of disgust. She thought about Marcus and his kindness. But she also thought about reality. She was nobody. He was everything. And maybe they were right. Maybe she didn't belong in his world. But then Maya remembered that night on the highway. How she'd helped him not for money or recognition, but because it was right. How he'd seen something in her that no one else had. Maybe she wasn't nobody. Maybe she was exactly who she was supposed to be. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough. She dried her tears, opened her book, and started studying. Because one thing Maya knew for sure, she wasn't going to let anyone define her worth. Not the rumors. Not the workers. Not even Marcus. She would define it herself.